Hey, this is Max with Guitar Center. We're here at the SSL booth at NAMM 2025. We just stopped by to talk to Rick. Rick, how you doing?
Doing great. How's it going?
Good, thank you. End of a long day, but good reason to be here. We got some new gear to look at.
Yes, indeed. We've got two new products that we're showing here at the NAMM show. The SSL18 is our new 26 by 28 recording interface. It's USB-C. It features 32-bit converters with 120 dB dynamic range, so really first-class converters. And then the first thing you'll see is you have 8 mic pre's on board, 2 on the front, 6 on the back, and then you have a 9th mic pre that's for talkback. And you've got this really cool nifty switch right here on the front panel where I can engage the talkback so I can communicate with my artists through headphones or through the line level outputs.
So this is a new kind of product area for you guys. You've been doing the smaller kind of tabletop interfaces the past couple years or so. Just what you mentioned about talkback alone immediately jumps out. When you're entering into a new space, what are the features that you're thinking about that will separate it so it's not just another rack interface? What else does this have?
Well, first of all, the SSL18 is by far the most requested product that people have been wanting from SSL. I mean, they saw the tabletop interfaces and people love those, and they're like, when are you going to make a rack-mounted interface? So the first thing is absolutely no compromise when it comes to A to D conversion and the mic pre quality. So these are real SSL high voltage mic preamps. You have 8 of them on board. The other thing is that this is the only interface in its class that lets you do a true plus 24 dBu input and output level. So if you're interfacing this with pro level gear, like external, mic pre's, compressors, EQs, you can stay at a pro level at plus 24 dBu. Most of our competitors are doing plus 20, plus 18. So this is truly a pro device. The next thing is you also have 2 sets of ADAT light pipe inputs and outputs. So you can add up to 16 channels of ADAT light pipe. So expanding your system, and you also have 2 channels of PDIF on board. Another really cool feature is that you have 2 channels of balanced send and returns, so you can insert your favorite compressor or EQ and stay balanced the whole time, which is really awesome.
Okay, so there's some other features, some very SSL features on here. Do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, so one of the cool things is the talkback mic, right? It's the 9th XLR jack, and of course you can use it for communication. But one of the cool things that SSL has done over the years is the older consoles had a talkback mic input with a feature called the listen mic compressor, which would allow you to add this kind of compression, which not only sounded great for people talking, but one little accident that happened with Phil Collins made it a part of the drum sound that was recorded on many records, because the thing that this does to drums is really pretty amazing. So you can actually record that 9th mic pre to its own track with the listen mic compressor, totally processed in the analog domain, which is great. So another really cool SSL kind of feature, you've got the monitoring section right on board. This blue knob is your master volume for your studio monitors. Below you have cut, alternate, which switches speakers on outputs 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then you have the talkback button. But these are actually soft buttons, meaning that using the 360 software, we can program them to do different things. So for example, like let's say I'm not necessarily using my cut when I hit this on. Now I've got it programmed to switch between my DAW and the SSL 360 control panel. So I can go back and forth with just the hit of a button, which is really nice.
So it's one of those little things that, it's a few mouse clicks, but that adds up at a long, 2 hours into a session. That's a huge difference.
And no doubt about it. It just makes your workflow a little bit more seamless, a little bit faster. And just in general, SSL18 is an amazing, fully functional recording interface. But then the second product that we're showing here at NAMM is called the Alpha 8. The Alpha 8 is our 8-channel, what we call interface expander. So it has 8 analog line level inputs and outputs. It has ADAT light pipe input and output. It even has USB-C as well, so it can work standalone as well. Now in this particular mode, I have it set to ADAT, where all of the analog ins go to the ADAT outs and vice versa. So I can now use this to expand the Alpha 8 giving me 16 analog inputs and outputs. So if you have a bunch of outboard gear or some synths and that kind of a thing, you can bring them into the Alpha 8. And remember, Alpha 8 is the identical conversion. It's 32-bit converters, 120 dB dynamic range. It also features the 24 dBu operating level, so it's perfect to interface with professional level gear.
And what kind of, you mentioned the 8 analog inputs in the back. What type of connectivity does that offer?
Those are balanced tip ring sleeve.
Okay. Anything else that, you think when someone gets this home, they dig in a little bit deeper? Once they've gotten over the initial just setup, what are the features they're going to come back to time and again? They say, yeah, I made the right buying decision here.
Well, I think the one thing that kind of remains is that the sound quality is just what you would expect from SSL. It's top level A to D conversion, preamps. These preamps actually have negative 130 dB EIN spec, which is the noise spec. So they're the quietest mic pre's. And so if you're using, something like a dynamic mic or a ribbon mic where you need to gain it up a lot, you're going to find that these preamps have got just more than enough gain, and you're not going to introduce any additional noise. It's definitely the centerpiece for the modern, digital recording studio.
So, unveiled at NAMM, how soon are these actually going to be hitting stores?
In the US, they're in stock now and shipping. The Alpha 8 is shipping next week.
All right. Well, Rick, thank you so much for running down these 2 new pieces of gear with us. If you want to learn more about the SSL18 or the Alpha 8 interface expander, head to guitarcenter.com. And for all the latest new from NAMM, stay tuned to GC's YouTube channel.